All right, what's going on, everybody? Y'all, we have an incredible interview that we're doing today where we are talking to Herman, where within 2 weeks after applying for funding, he received $110,000. I know that the thumbnail that a lot of y'all see says 100,000, but I actually got corrected and found out that it was 110K instead that he received. And looks like we can go live on Instagram as well. Okay, great. All right, so we got to restart this for people on Instagram. Hey, y'all. So thank y'all for everybody who's here, who's tuning in. So we're interviewing today Herman, and he's going to be talking about how he was able to get $110,000 in funding. I know the thumbnail says 100,000, but it actually was $110,000 in funding. But then also how he leveraged some of that funding to join the actual AI hedge fund, and in the first month made roughly about $14,000 in profit. And so we're going to talk about both sides of that, the 110K, the 14K, but also go further into detail, ask some questions as to how it worked out. And for clarity, for those of y'all who are new here and are seeing this for the first time, he's not the only person who, one, received over $100,000 in funding, and he's also not the only person who received over $10,000 his first month within the hedge fund. So we're going to be able to talk about that. But today we are going to focus mainly on his story above the other stories. Everybody on Instagram, let me know in the chat if y'all can actually see us. Let me know in the chat if y'all can see us on Instagram, on everywhere. So I love it. I love it. Somebody in the comments said fake. Hey, look, we here for it. We totally here for it if you think it's fake. I mean, we got a lot of other interviews and a lot of other testimonials as well. And obviously, Herman's going to be on here. He's going to share his story as well. So y'all, this is why we do this. We do this because, we're fully aware that people need to hear different stories, different people, different testimonials. A lot of y'all have asked us for more testimonials. So we're grateful for everyone who takes time out of their life to come on to share their story. So very grateful for Herman coming on here and sharing his story. For those of y'all on Instagram, let me actually pin the topic so that way everybody on Instagram knows what the topic is. My bad, that's completely on me. But y'all, this is about to be incredible testimony. Make sure y'all have y'all's questions prepared. So all of the questions y'all have, make sure y'all have them prepared, because once we get over to the Q&A portion and we get through those questions, we're going to wrap up right after that. So make sure that all y'all have y'all's questions ready and prepared. That being said, we're going to go ahead and jump straight into it. So first off, let me bring this up on the stage, give y'all a quick recap for those of y'all that missed out. So first, just a quick recap. For the expected flow, we're going to go over a recap of the previous testimonials. For those of y'all that missed those previous testimonials, we're going to talk about the AI credit repair that some people leverage to get funding. We're going to see if that's something Herman needed to get funding or if he already qualified for the $110,000 in funding that he got. Also, we're going to talk about the hedge fund, how all the members who joined the hedge fund within their first month, all of them made over $10,000 completely passive. But what does that look like? What do we mean when we say passive? What was Herman's experience with it? And also what it looks like in terms of investment wise, all of that. We're going to do the full breakdown. And of course, we're going to get to y'all's questions as well. And so after my interview with Herman, we're going to transition over to Q&A with all of you. We're also going to talk about different money-making options, different money-making opportunities. But of course, a disclaimer that I have to put out there so that way my YouTube channel doesn't get shut down, because I've already gotten flagged a couple times. We are literally talking about Herman's story, his experience, his testimony. And so we're not making any promises. Legally, we can't make any promises or guarantees for everybody else individually. So YouTube, don't take this video down. Instagram, don't take this video down. Don't take down my YouTube channel or my Instagram channel. We are literally just giving a testimony example of Herman's story, the same way we've done many other testimonials of other people that we've interviewed as well. Now that disclaimer is out there, we will go ahead and jump straight in. Somebody said, is this the video about not having to pay back the loan? Yes. We're going to talk about what we mean by that when we say he doesn't have to pay back the loan himself, and how actually technically AI is paying it back for him. But we're going to talk about what that looks like. But yeah, thank you for bringing that up. That's a really good point. Really good point. All right, y'all. So that being said, so this is a quick snapshot of the previous interviews that I've done. One, I interviewed someone in the top left corner where she literally used to work in tech, was making a good 6 figures, got laid off, still makes 6 figures because of the trading. Literally didn't miss a beat. Lifestyle has remained the same. It's just now she has more freedom. Also, over to the right, we interviewed the swing trading hedge manager, who actually is the hedge manager over the basically the money that Herman was able to make, Herman and many others. So we interviewed him, talked about how some months he makes over $100,000, what that looks like. Really great interview. He gave a really amazing breakdown. He also formerly worked in the tech industry. He's worked at Microsoft and many other big companies. Now he is the hedge manager, the hedge manager over the swing trading side of things. Then the bottom right hand corner, that's the interview I did last week. This was literally one of the first people who joined the swing trading hedge fund, and he made just shy of $15,000 completely passive his first month. So all of these are other testimonies that we've done already with different various people. Just wanted to put this up here because always there's new people that tune into the channel and think that this is a first time interview or first time testimony. We already have a bunch of other beautiful testimonies with people that have shared their individual stories. And so yeah, I just wanted to kind of share that with y'all really quickly. So check those out later if you need to see other testimonies. Now, why are we talking about this? We're talking about this because, as we all know, AI is taking jobs. It's disrupting businesses. Mass layoffs are happening, and universal basic income is coming. Let me know in the chat if you know what UBI is, or universal basic income. Herman, are you familiar with UBI, or universal basic income?
No.
Okay, totally cool. So UBI, this is something that governments around the world have been talking about for the past 5 to 10 years. Universal basic income is basically the governments realize that technology is getting so good, eventually no one will have a job. So the government has been trying to figure out, well, what do we do for money? How do we make sure people have some kind of money? So universal basic income has been one of the number one plans that have been in place. What is universal basic income? Essentially, it's somewhat the equivalent of living on government assistance. But instead of it being a neighborhood living on government assistance, globally people will be living on a version of government assistance, or universal basic income, a basic income level. And for anybody that thinks that sounds crazy, literally Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Sam Altman, the founder of OpenAI, ChatGPT, have talked about this. Also, the co-founder of LinkedIn, the number one career platform, the co-founder of LinkedIn has said that by 2033, jobs as we know it will not exist anymore. And he's able to say that because he literally sees behind the scenes of what all the companies that are on the LinkedIn platform are doing, what their plans are, how they're moving, and the conversations he's had with them behind the scenes. So what this is us leveraging AI to make money. Leveraging AI so that way we don't have to rely on the government. Leveraging AI so even if you lose your job or your business is disrupted by one of the bigger companies that are basically becoming AI companies, you are still able to make 6 figures or more, or a little bit less, by leveraging artificial intelligence. And that's what we're doing. That's a little bit about what we're talking about today. But of course, we are going to be focusing on Herman's story. So I just want to give y'all a quick breakdown as to what this is, as to why this is so valuable. And this touches everybody across the board, no matter where you're at. And also, whether you have a job, you have a business, this does not interrupt your job or business at all. But we'll allow Herman to talk a little bit about that the time that goes in. What's up, everybody in the chat? I see different people popping in the chat. What's going on, y'all? All right. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Without further ado, we are going to talk about how AI was able to produce for him $110,000 in funding, and as it says that he himself does not have to pay back. And really, what we're going to talk about is how he's leveraged part of that 110K to put it into other vehicles, So that way it makes him significantly more money and essentially pays the loan back for him, which is literally what the wealthy do. So we're able to hear from somebody, real example, where they're leveraging the exact same tactics of the wealthy, and how he's able to essentially, part of his investment has invested into the AI hedge fund, where it's making him significantly more money than what he has to pay back the loan. So essentially the AI and the hedge fund is helping pay the loan back for him, plus extra money he has as well. But we'll allow him to talk a lot more about that. That being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So again, Herman, thank you so much, man, for coming on here, taking time out of your evening to come on and share your story with everybody. Appreciate you very, very much.
You're welcome. No problem.
Yeah, man. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So, y'all, I'm going to be real with y'all. I first hit Herman up probably about 2 weeks ago, asking him, probably about a week and a half ago, asking him to be interviewed. And initially he was like, yo, I feel like I'm a little too new, or I'm a little too fresh, like to do this. And which is not a right or wrong thing. It was just, my angle was, yo, like people love to hear. Let me know in the chat. I could be wrong, but my angle was people love to hear recent testimonies, like somebody who just joined and how it's going for them already. Because y'all know sometimes somebody could be in something for a while and it can make you think like, well, yeah, it's working for you because you've been in it. Like sometimes you think it works better for somebody else because they've been in it for a minute. Maybe they, they got something going on. So sometimes those fresh testimonies of somebody that just got in, it allows us to realize, whoa, this person just got in. They don't know a whole lot. They're not doing something, that's super unique from what I'll be able to do. And so again, it's not necessarily a right or a wrong. It's just a, this way versus that way, depending on what y'all like. Nevertheless, yes, Sybil says love recent testimonies. Yeah, again, it's not a right or wrong. It's just really a preference thing. Nevertheless, very grateful for Herman coming on here, sharing his testimony. That being said, y'all, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. So first, we're going to start off real quick with some rapid fire questions. So you don't have to go too much into detail with these answers, because later on we're going to spin the block and be able to go further into detail with these questions. So rapid fire, first set of questions. So how much did you get in funding, and how long did it take you to receive your funding after you applied?
You said, how did I get into it?
No. So how much did you how much did you get in funding, and how long did it take you to basically have that money in your bank account after you applied for funding?
Oh, okay. Like you said, I got like 110,000, and it probably took like maybe like 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll go a little bit more into detail on that later. All right, so next rapid fire question. Now, aside from the funding, obviously you joined the AI hedge fund. How much profit did you make your first month in the hedge fund?
It was right at 14. It was like 13,800.
Yeah, 13,800. So y'all know on the thumbnail rounded it up to 14K, but yeah, specifically it was 13,000, roughly 13,800. So beautiful. All right, so now let's go ahead and dive in a little bit deeper. So what were you doing? And I'm looking over here at my notes. So what were you doing before the funding? And what made you feel like something had to change that eventually led towards you applying for that 110K funding that you got?
Well, I'm a factory worker, so I work a regular 9 to 5, and basically tired of exchanging my time for money.
Yeah.
Like applying for the overtime, working on my weekends and working late. Now I just wanted an extra income.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, we definitely have all been there. We've all been there. So all right, good stuff. So now what made you reach out to Ty to get funding? For those that don't know, the funding happens now through the program that we have. Through the actual AI trading is now part of one of the tiers. Nevertheless, when you apply for the funding, I'm assuming it was probably before then. So, like, what made you first reach out to Ty to get funding? Were you nervous or excited, or did you think it wouldn't work out for you when you applied for the funding? Like, basically, what was your thought process when you applied for the funding, and what did you expect to happen?
I actually came across Ty a couple of years ago, maybe almost 3 years ago, through another group, a Forex group, and he popped in about fixing credit, and once you get your credit fixed, applying for funding, whether personal or business credit. And I wasn't interested, honestly, at that time, but I took a screenshot of his information because it's like, maybe down the line I might come back to this. And it did, because a neighbor of mine was moving. I wanted to buy his house and flip it. I needed funding to do that. So I was like, oh, Ty, let me look up this guy and see what he's talking about. And that's what made me get into it.
See, you better than me. I'm not gonna lie. I aspire to be like you, because whenever I take somebody's information and I'm like, I'm gonna use this later, I always forget. So you are who I aspire to be. I aspire to be the person that copies some information and actually uses it later. I'm the type of person where I have to do something right then and there, or I'm not gonna do it. So I aspire to be more like you. Let me know in the chat.
Okay.
Are y'all like that? Are y'all more like Herman, where y'all screenshot something or save a business card and remember to use it months later? Or y'all more like me, where you'll forget about it if you don't act on it right away? So we all aspire to be more like you in that way. So that's pretty funny. All right, super cool. All right, so getting back to the questions now. So can you walk everybody through the process of the AI funding and what it was like when you saw that you were approved for the 110,000 and how you received the money? So just giving people like a scope. I know you mentioned it was 2 to 3 weeks. What was the process like from you applying to you receiving the money?
Well, me, I didn't need the credit repair, so I was able to jump right into the funding part. They're going to collect your information as far as your all your personal information, where he has a team of people that has a let's say bankers or whatever that he has relationships with. He does everything for you. It's like a white glove service. He does all the applications, does all applying for you. You just sit back. He gives you a heads up. Hey, you got a DocuSign. Sign the papers, routing number, account number. I got money deposited in my account. So that happened maybe 4 different banks, and that was about like 80K in cash deposited into my account, and the rest was in. I did the business part, so the rest I got in business credit cards.
Okay, cool. So you got 80K deposited in your account, and then roughly 30K in credit cards.
Business credit, yes.
Business credit. Okay, that's fire. That is fire. All right, good stuff. All right, y'all. So just real quick, first, I'm gonna give y'all a quick breakdown of the qualifications for the funding, because like he mentioned, he already qualified for the funding. For people who don't qualify for the funding, there is AI credit repair. And also the funding process has even been updated with AI as well to be able to basically move a lot faster. So now there's AI involved in everything throughout the entire process. Nevertheless, for those who do qualify for the funding, or those of you who want to know if you qualify for the funding, I'll give you all a quick breakdown. So to qualify for the funding, your personal credit profile needs to look like this. You need to have a credit score that's basically 700 FICO score across all 3 bureaus. You need to have a credit utilization. All of your accounts should be under 20% utilization, and a credit age of at least 1 to 2 personal credit cards that are over 12 months old, and at least 1 credit card with roughly a $2,000 limit. No more than 3 hard inquiries per bureau in the past 6 months. No late payments. No late payments, collections, charge-offs, or recent derogatories in the past 12 to 24 months. Now, if you were missing 1 or 2 of these, you still might qualify for the funding. It's just you might not qualify for as much of the funding. So if you're close to meeting these standards, you can apply for the funding. If you're not close to meeting these standards, full transparency, I was not close to meeting those standards. So I myself am actually going through the AI credit repair myself, so that way I can get funding, so I can put more money into the hedge fund, so I can make more money passively as well. Nevertheless, if you don't meet this qualification, there is AI credit repair, and what's really cool about it is that it comes included with the AI trading. So for those of you who do join the AI trading, we're going to talk about that. The AI credit repair comes included with it. So literally, while you're making money passively, also your credit profile will be getting fixed, built out, so that way you'll be in position to be able to qualify for that funding. So it's a huge win-win. Anyway, I just want to give a real quick breakdown. Hopefully that was pretty clear for people. I see y'all dropping some great questions. We're gonna get to y'all's questions. Just hold on. We're definitely gonna come back around and get to all of y'all's questions. All right, great. Now back to you, Herman. So you got 100. So you ended up getting $110,000 in funding. Now you invested roughly 15,000 of that into the AI hedge fund. I saw somebody earlier ask in the chat, with that 14,000 that you made in your first month, they were asking like, how much was your account funded? So I'll allow you to answer. I can answer that, but I'll allow you to answer that. So obviously you invested 15K into the AI hedge fund. Now, how much did you have to fund your account to basically to make that 14K profit your first month?
20K.
Yeah, 20K. Yeah, so yeah, y'all. So for clarity, you ain't gonna be able to fund your account at 2 or 3,000, and you think that 2 or 3,000 is gonna turn into 14, 15,000
No.
in 1 month. It doesn't work like that. That being said, the amount of money that someone like Herman and other people that are hedge fund members are able to make, it's a range. Like 1 month, like how last time it was 14,000. Another time it could be 10,000. Another time it could be 20 or 25,000. So it can range depending on the month, depending on how the trades and things are working out. Just to give y'all a heads up as to the scope of what it could look like. Anyway, we'll ask a couple more questions, then we'll get into a little bit more detailed breakdown of how the hedge fund works, the profit sharing portion, the copy trading, all of that good stuff. But that being said, so you got the 110K in funding. You invested 15K of that into the hedge fund. Why did you invest into the hedge fund? And what advice do you have for people who have some money and would rather use their money for flexing rather than investing?
Why? My why was the deal with the house. It fell through. By me being a rookie,
Oh,
I didn't realize the amount of work or the cost to flip the house, the amount of repairs it took, way more than what I had to work with. So
yeah.
by working with him, we got cool, and it's like, bro, I got bills, I got these loans. He's like, don't worry about it, I got you. I got something for you. You'll be able to pay for this and plus. And I was like, okay, let's do it. so that's why I got into the hedge fund, because I trusted Ty and it
Yeah,
panned out. Yeah. So
that's
yeah,
beautiful.
somebody who'd rather floss and no, smart way is to put your money to work.
Yeah.
Showing off, that ain't it. It's gonna be going out the window. Then what?
Yeah, especially showing off with a loan, with loan money.
Exactly. Now you really trying to get some overtime.
Oh
No.
man. So that's interesting. So the reason you initially even applied for and got that 110K, the initial reason, for those of y'all that missed it, he applied for the funding so he could purchase a property. There was a property, but like you mentioned, like you started doing some research, which I'm happy you did, because some people would still try to buy it and not actually do research and look into, okay, what's the actual value of this? What is it going to take to build it or to fix
Right.
it, to fix all the
Right.
issues? So some people bought some homes that are some lemons, and it put them in a real
Right.
bad situation. So you looked
Mm-hmm.
into it, realized that the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. You're like, okay, this isn't worth it. But in that instance, that 110K could have became a burden to you. It could have been like, man, like what's going on?
Right. Right.
But like you mentioned, because you had gotten to know Ty, and for those of y'all that don't know Ty, Ty is he's the founder of the hedge fund. So because you got to know Ty, obviously he helped you with the funding. You had built some trust with him. So when he told you about the hedge fund, was that your first time hearing about it?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
And
All right. So this is interesting. Okay, you got me real curious now. So so y'all, this is my first time hearing this story. For those of y'all who seen me interview people before, y'all know I like to really ask questions my first time. Like I don't like to know the answers until I'm interviewing a person. I like it to be like a real interview. So all right, so you built a relationship with Ty, so you had some trust that was there. But I mean, let's be real. Even though you had some trust that was there, we talking $15,000, and on top of that, this is
$35
$15,000. That's from funding. That's from essentially a loan.
alone. Right.
So you really trusted Ty. Now, when you did it, and we'll talk about the profit sharing part, all that, because we want to be fully transparent with people. But when you did it, I mean, let's be real. First off, what thoughts were going through your mind? And then secondly, what thoughts were going through your mind when you saw the first month you basically got $14,000 in profit? So walk us through the initial moment where he told you about it. Obviously you did it, but like what was going through your mind then? What was going through your mind that whole month? And then what was going through your mind when you basically saw the profits?
Well, honestly, when he first told me about it, I blew him off. Like, yeah, because I've been scammed so many times. I'm ashamed to tell you a number, put a number on it. But I blew him off, and I didn't pay no attention to it. I had to come back and like, that funding thing you told me about? Because I'm got to start paying these bills, paying these
Yeah.
loans back. Tell me about that fund, and break it down to me. What should I expect for return? I'm putting up like 35K.
Funding
How
or
much it
hedge
is? The hedge fund.
fund? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, if I told you what we expect to make, it's gonna sound too good to be true, and you probably run for the hills. So I'm like, well, just tell me the low number. But he's like, you can expect to make maybe 5 to 10% of your money back per month. And I'm like, oh, that's great. That's enough to pay back some loans and a little on top. So
Exactly.
I was expecting maybe 2 or 3,000.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have
Wow.
been happy with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I mean, because that's enough that it would pay the loan back, and like you mentioned, you'd have another $1,000 whatever left over after that. So you were
Right.
expecting 2 to 3,000. Ended up first month 14K. So what was your thought process when you saw like 14K? What was your thought process then in that moment?
First of all, I know nothing about option trading,
Yeah.
and so I didn't want to keep looking at my account because it goes up. Swing trading goes up and down. It's red, it's green, it's like. So I didn't look at it at all
Yeah.
because I was nervous. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, what am I getting into? And then I believe it was your post congratulating 3 people. I'm like, Herman, me? Hurried up and got my phone and looked at the account like, wow, nice.
Yeah.
It was a pleasant surprise.
You see, you're a lot like me. I try to avoid things that are gonna stress me out, and I'll be like, I'm gonna just trust the process. I don't want to look. I don't want
Trust the
to look at
process.
it. I'm gonna just trust the process. So that's
Yep.
oh man. So you literally found out what he's mentioned, what he's talking about, y'all. Literally probably about 2 or 3 hours before he found out, I found out because I'm in a group chat with the team. And then they were like, "Hey, y'all, these are the profits that the hedge fund members made." And across the board, all of the members that had been in for at least about 3 to 4 weeks all had made between like 12,500 and about 15,000. And so in the chat, we were like, "Oh man, they are gonna be happy! Like this is a blessing." So yeah, I ended up shouting it out in our larger the larger trading and hedge fund community. I just shouted out, the congratulations. And so yeah, so like I guess that was your first time seeing it. I had literally just seen it for my first time a couple hours before that. Now I knew throughout the month that money was being made, because naturally I'm hearing, people talk about, okay, what the AI is doing versus what the swing trading manager, who is David, was doing, and the magic he was working. And so I was hearing people say like, "Yo, David is working some magic. This is going to be really great." And so, but of course, when I saw those numbers, I said, "Oh man, that's incredible. That's just straight up beautiful. Like that's beautiful." And so, now for full transparency, y'all, it is a hedge fund. So for anyone who's unfamiliar with the hedge fund, the average hedge fund, y'all could look this up. The average hedge fund, you usually have to invest about $250,000 to $1 million at least just to get access to the hedge fund. And then when we talk about funding your account, those numbers can be very extremely high as well, around those same numbers. So that's why people that are in hedge funds tend to be reserved for the ultra wealthy. And that's why the ultra wealthy are able to get wealthier even if they're not working a job or doing anything. But most people, even people that are making six figures, can't afford to, six figures is a wide range. So let me say people that are making like between 100,000 to maybe $250,000, $300,000, they can't even afford to be able to be a part of a hedge fund. But because of AI, because of our amazing full stack developers, that are, even our developers are very involved in the trading space. Because of AI, we've been able to build out an incredible, essentially an incredible predictive bot that looks at the market, looks at Twitter, looks at the news, looks at what's happening with politics, and it's able to make predictions when it comes to trading, and specifically trading options. But then to safeguard that, we have a trading manager who, in this instance, is David. Our trading manager themselves make close to seven figures, close to $1 million a year just by their own trading, by their own research. So they compare their research to what the AI says, and then they make a final decision when it comes to the trading. And what we've just updated recently with the software is now, as of tomorrow, you're going to notice this, Herman. So literally, when the trades happen, it happens simultaneously across everybody's accounts. And all of the hedge fund members also are, given a member success manager that's basically there to kind of like help out if they have any questions or something they need, whatever. So basically, that's kind of the way the process works. Now, like a hedge fund, it's not like a monthly subscription. It's a profit share. So it's a 40-60% net profit share, or profit share of the share of the profits. So for example, one of the members who made roughly $15,000 his first month, and I could use him as an example because I just interviewed him last week. That 15,000, he walked away with close to 10,000, and the 40%, of course, that he paid out was close to 6,000. He was invoiced that. So that's the way that it works. There's a profit share only of the profits. So that way there's no risk, there's no payment or no charge if there's ever a month where there's not a profit. Of course, knock on wood, we're not expecting that to happen. But in the event that does happen, there's no financial responsibility on any of the members. And that's what a hedge fund is, essentially, just to give y'all a quick breakdown of it. So I think we covered that pretty good. All right, y'all, I got a couple more questions for Herman, then we're going to get to y'all's questions. So make sure y'all are ready, because we're about to get to y'all's questions in just a second. But before I continue on with my questions, Herman, is there anything you want to say real quick or address about
Okay.
anything that I said?
No, I'm fine.
Okay, super cool, super cool. All right. So just to give a quick recap for those of y'all that missed it earlier, Herman is he applied for funding. He applied for funding and received funding, and the funding is a part of the entire service. Now, all of it is included. The funding, the AI credit repair, all of it is inclusive. He applied for funding and ended up getting he got $110,000 within 2 to 3 weeks after applying for the funding. $80,000 direct to his bank account and $30,000 in business credit cards. All of it was done for him, white glove treatment. After applying for the funding, he applied for the funding initially because he wanted to use it to purchase a house. One thing led to another. He realized it wasn't going to be a good deal. So instead of leveraging that money to purchase a house, Ty, who is the founder of the actual AI hedge fund, Ty ended up telling him about the AI hedge fund and said, "Hey, you can put some of that money into this, and it'll make money for you." And Herman, because he had developed a relationship with Ty, he was of a small batch who initially joined within the AI swing trading side of things. There's a day trading side as well, but to be honest, the swing trading side is smoother. It produces more money just because of the nature of it and a few different variables with the software. That being said, Herman ended up making roughly $14,000 his first month. And all of the members who joined that first month, one person made about 6 or 7,000, but they had literally only been in for about a couple weeks at that point. But all the members who had been in for at least 3 to 4.5 weeks, all of them had made between $12,000 and $15,000 based on when they joined. And so, so just kind of give y'all a quick update for those of y'all that missed it. So now he's leveraged part of that $110,000 to pay back. He's literally leveraging AI to pay back that $110,000 loan. Plus, he has a lot of extra capital and money left over every month, even after that loan is getting paid. So that's why we mentioned in the description, he got $110,000 that he doesn't have to pay back. Of course, he has to pay it back, but AI is literally helping him pay it back. So that way it doesn't come out of his bank. Like it doesn't come basically out of his work, like from what he's doing with his job and other stuff, just to kind of give a breakdown that way. So hopefully that makes sense how I explained it. Y'all are asking some great questions. We're going to get to these questions. I see you 7-day weekends. We're going to get to your question in a second. All right. So my last couple questions. So Herman, you didn't only, and my bad, for those of y'all that are on Instagram, and you're like, yo, I've seen enough of these interviews, I'm ready to go ahead and get started. All you have to do is comment passive AI. For those of y'all that are on YouTube, LinkedIn, or you registered, which you're going to get priority with the questions if you registered. Y'all can literally go to the description and you will see the link to either join the hedge fund, which the hedge fund right now is discounted because we got a sponsored by a church, basically. So right now, the same hedge fund that a lot of other members had to invest $15,000 for, because of the sponsorship, because of the sponsor that we have right now, you can literally get in the exact same hedge fund for $10,000. So that's for the hedge fund. But then also there is the AI trading community where you can get in for just $599 a month. That includes the AI credit repair. It includes same thing, you being able to make some passive money. Now, of course, it ain't gonna be the numbers that Herman and the other people in the swing trading making. It ain't gonna be nowhere near those numbers, but it's still gonna be passive money that you're able to make through with the AI, the copy trading, all of that. So literally, you don't have to do any work when it comes to that as well. So those are the two different options that y'all have. So for those of y'all that you're like, yo, I'm trying to make the big money passively, have it done for me, hedge fund side, literally you can join the hedge fund. But for those of y'all that are on a tighter budget and you're like, yo, I don't have, $10,000, I can't fund my account at 15,000. For y'all, there's literally the $599 a month tier, where again, still passive, you're still able to make passive income. All that stuff is able to be done for you. And of course, you'll have the AI credit repair that's included in that. So that way you'll be able to get that big funding and leverage that to get into the hedge fund and leverage the rest of the money for whatever you want to use it for. So I just want to kind of give y'all a quick snapshot for those of y'all. I've seen a few people in the chat like, yo, how do I join? How do I join? So I just want to kind of answer that real quick. Now, let me get to these last couple questions, and we're going to get to y'all's questions. So, Herman, you didn't only use the funding, so that 110K you got, you didn't just use it, from what I heard, you didn't just use it for the hedge fund. I heard that you used some of that money and you invested into some other things as well. So what else did you invest some of that money into? And are those things that are also making you money? Like, how does that compare to the hedge fund? Like, what's going on with that?
Well, I guess Ty got his hands in a little bit of everything, but he also has connections with Amazon stores.
Mm-hmm.
I put some money into that, but it hasn't taken off yet. We still setting that up, so I can't really, say yay or nay for that. But so far, so good.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. And the reason why I brought that up is because, again, y'all, I want y'all to not think of the funding as like, ooh, I'm gonna use this to buy depreciating assets. Now, mind you, if you get a couple depreciating assets, ain't nobody gonna fault you for that. Nevertheless, we do need to. There's a quote that I heard from a Christian rapper by the name of KB, where he said, "We don't flex, we invest." And so we need to think about investing the majority of the funding into what will continually make us money every single month. And then you flex off of that. That's the money you flex off of. That's the money you like, okay, I'm going to do a little bit of flexing off of this money.
With your profits.
Exactly. You leverage part of that money to take care of certain bills, certain expenses, all of that stuff. And then the rest of it, flex with some of that money, but don't flex with the money that you have to pay back. So allow the AI to pay it back for you. And then the other money that the AI has made you, use that for some flexing, maybe, make some updates in life, do some cool things, all of that good stuff. The really cool thing about this, y'all, I'm not going to say it. I'm actually going to leave that as a part of my last question for Herman. So I just want to ask really quickly that question so that way he can answer that. I saw a quick question. I'm going to answer this question real quick just to give some clarity. Whitney says, was Herman able to get the whole $80,000 personal funding as cash deposited into his account, or was some of that credit card? So to be clear, he received $110,000, but I'll allow you to answer that question again, Herman. So were you able to get the whole $80,000 personal funding deposited into your account? What was the breakdown, if you could share that again?
It was 3 different banks, and yes, they all deposited the cash directly to my account, and the rest was in business credit cards.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff. All right, so last question I have. So with the hedge fund, how knowledgeable does someone have to be when it comes to trading, when it comes to options? How knowledgeable would you say someone has to be in order to make passive money like you've been making?
They don't have to have any knowledge about it at all. It's all done for you. All you're doing is opening up an account, make the initial deposit, and everything else is done for you.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because I've seen some people are like, man, I don't understand. A lot of people don't know this. I'm not deeply knowledgeable when it comes to trading. I am not knowledgeable at all when it comes to trading. I'm learning. What I am knowledgeable about is the technology that the team is building out, because I'm not even that knowledgeable to build the technology myself, but I'm knowledgeable about what the technology does. I'm knowledgeable about our process and how the process works. I'm knowledgeable about how I'm making money through the hedge fund. That's the stuff I'm knowledgeable about. But just like Herman said, you don't need to know a thing. You don't need to study anything. You don't need to do any work. It is literally done for you, as done for you could possibly be. So just wanted
Well,
to share that. Oh, go ahead, Herman.
I'm gonna say you guys. I was curious, because you guys offer or you have a course on the site. So I took the course so I can at least have a little foundation of a little knowledge on what was going on. And I was like, it's like Japanese to me. So let y'all do y'all thing, and I'll just sit back and collect.
Exactly. Yeah, no, thank you for bringing that up, because I actually wasn't even going to mention that. But yeah, to the point that Herman made, for those that are like, okay, but I do want to learn. Yeah, there's a course, a breakdown that gives everything as to not just what's happening, but literally you learn how to do options trading yourself in the event that you want to be able to do it yourself. And literally the some of the people who I've interviewed before that are making over $10,000 a month, they are doing it themselves. So you can, if you want to do it yourself, we have a full breakdown. But if you're a person where you're like, no, I just want it done for me passive, I'm not trying to, be doing it myself and become a expert at trading, then you don't have to. Literally, the entire process, the hedge fund is meant to do it for you. It's just provided the opportunity for you to learn as much as you want to know. But I'm just like Herman. I'm like, man, I'll do a little bit of research, and after that, I'm like, all right, look, y'all, okay, y'all just go ahead and handle it. I paid y'all to do this for me, so go ahead and just do it for me.
Right.
All right, y'all. Look, so we're about to go ahead and get to y'all's questions. I got to go through a lot of my questions, so I'm gonna stop being selfish, and we are now gonna go ahead and get over to y'all's questions. So first, we're gonna acknowledge questions from people who registered, and I'm checking. I'm just gonna go in order. All right. So right now I'm looking at questions from LinkedIn and YouTube. Then I'm going to look over at questions that are on Instagram. So Sybil, someone named Sybil. What are you talking about, Sybil? Are you talking about like a trading community or something you were a part of? King 7. No, Sybil is not talking about what we doing. Now ain't nobody getting in the AI hedge fund. No one's been in the AI swing trading hedge fund has lost any money. Everybody has made thousands of dollars. Most people have made made 5 figures within their first month. So I think Sybil is talking about a different community or a different group. Uh, that's what they're sharing. Ask the question to a statement of a previous evidence stated King 6. I don't know what you're talking about. Angry white woman syndrome. Oh, I don't even know if I should read your questions. You got me worried with a YouTube name like that. All right, cool. All right. Oh, so Sybil, you were talking about Herman's initial investment. Yeah, so Herman invested. He invested 15K into the hedge fund, and then he had to put 20K in his account. He had to fund his account 20K. Now, for clarity, there is now a tier that's been opened up where y'all can technically fund your account at 15K. 20K is still recommended. 15K, you're going to be in a tier that's slightly below the tier that Herman and others are in. So basically, they're going to be making more money than you're making, but you'll still be making some good money. But there's that tier that's been opened up for some people that just don't have 20K. We're not going to open it up for any tier lower than that, because specifically that's what the trading manager David has said, because of the type of, they're called contracts that are purchased, they're premium. And that's part of the reason why members are able to make so much money. But technically you only need to have 15K. We still recommend 20K. I'm getting funding because we also are opening up tiers for people that will be able to invest 50K into their account. And I'm looking to put $100,000 into my account. Because I'm gonna be real with y'all. I want to be making $100,000 or close to $100,000 a month passively. That's my goal in the hedge fund. is be making about $100,000 a month passively, which essentially is $1.2 million a year. So basically making, making before taxes, grossing a little over $1 million a year, 100% passive. So that's literally why I'm going through the AI credit repair right now, so I can get the funding, so I can put a crap ton of money into the account. So I'm going for the guts though. I'm like, nah, I'm trying to be rich off this. All right, my bad. Let's talk a little bit less about myself and get back to y'all's questions. Cool. So, oh, my bad. Let me. I'm supposed to put this up on the screen for y'all. I think I did that wrong. I'm jacking this all up. All right, there we go. All right, for those of y'all, let me actually put us on the side. Yeah, sorry. So here's the breakdown. So for anybody that wants to use their phone for it, again, the hedge fund, which is what Herman is in, and the person I interviewed last week who's making 15,000. If you want to use the QR code for the hedge fund, again, you can use the QR code for that. But for those of y'all that are on a tighter budget, you could be an elite member for just $5.99 a month. Again, you still be making money passively with the AI. That also there's the AI credit repair that's included within this. So that way, the same way I'm using the AI credit repair, so I can get the funding, you'll also have access to that as well as a myriad of other things too. So those are the two different options based on your goals, based on your budget. These are the breakdown for y'all. So I'm gonna continue on with the questions, but I just wanted to put that up on the screen for y'all. All right, someone said, must I have a business account? No, I actually don't know what you mean by business account, but no, you don't need to have a business. If you're talking about for the funding, no, you don't need to have a business account for the funding. But with business, you do potentially qualify for more money in the funding. So with the funding, you could technically qualify for up to about $300,000 if you're doing it through business funding. And so and also within the elite membership, there also is a breakdown as to how you can set yourself up for business funding as well. That's also included in there as well. Anyway, let me continue on with y'all's other questions. Okay, maybe this conversation is not for me because I have no income coming in right now to even jump into this. Yeah, maybe it's not. If that's the case, I would say I would encourage you to do the elite member tier, because even if you don't have any money, like if you're a Lyft driver or door dashing, you can make that money in 2 or 3 days. Like we have to think outside of the box when we say like, oh, I can't do something. And I want to be very clear: if it's not for you, it's not for you, 100%. But I'm just trying to help you think through how it could be for you, because again, it's passive money. So you want to try to actively make some money so you can put it into something, a vehicle that'll continue to make you money passively. So yeah, definitely the hedge fund wouldn't be for you, but the elite membership, that might be a better fit for you. All right, Christelle asked, what is the AI credit repair? So the AI credit repair, so first off, it does a complete sweep of of the negative items on your credit report. So first it sweeps negative items off your credit report. Then trade lines are added onto your credit profile, which essentially boosts your credit score as well. And so that way it gives you credit history as well as basically positive credit history. So that way it boosts your credit score. So that way you'll be in position to qualify for the funding. If it's personal funding, it's up to $100,000. If it's business funding, it can be up to, again, about $250,000 to $300,000. But again, that's based on a lot of different factors. But again, all of that is completely done for you. It's completely done for you, completely passive. All right, I'm gonna get to some questions on Instagram. I see a few other questions on YouTube popping up, but I got to show Instagram comments and questions some love because y'all definitely dropped a lot of questions over here. Somebody says, how? Okay, well, you probably got the answer now. Cyrus, blessings, very interesting. Hey, God bless you too. Okay, cool. Somebody say, I ain't saying it's fake. Show us. We can't eat in here. You saying $100,000 passive, like how? So he didn't get $100,000 passively. I mean, kind of, sort of, but not really. It was funding. It was a loan. Now, that was done for him. It was completely done for him to be able to get that loan. Aside from him applying, and filling certain things out. But the other money he and other members are making, that is passive. Where they're making over $10,000 a month. That's completely passive. All right, let me get to a couple other questions. Also, Herman, if any of these questions that I'm answering, if you want to double down or you want to address something, feel free to cut in at any point in time.
Okay.
All right, cool. What did he do? Wait, like just sleep? What, man? Look, y'all, I love y'all, but y'all got to start using commas and periods. Y'all got to work on y'all punctuation. Because I'm struggling reading some of this stuff y'all are saying. All right, what did he do? Wait, like just sleep? What are the things he did step by step, every detail? I want to see, please. All right, well, we just kind of explained it. So hopefully you got your answer. Okay, yes, the newbie stories are inspiring. All right, I'm going to try to speed up. How much does the funding take a cut of? So let's say we're approved for $100,000. What cut does the funding company get? Yes, great question. There is a brokerage fee with the funding. I believe the brokerage fee is somewhere between 5% and 12%, depending on the type of funding you do, depending on like a myriad of different factors. It's somewhere between 5% and 12%. Yeah, was that the case for you, Herman?
10%.
Yeah, so 10%. Yeah. All right. So great question. Great question. All right. Try to get to a couple others. All right. Did they pull your personal credit and were there hard inquiry? Yeah, yeah, of course. Like if you getting funding, again, he had to qualify for the funding. And in order to qualify for the funding, yeah, they're gonna look at his credit profile, and that's why he has to fill certain things out. So they'll look at your I mean, I'm not gonna go through the details because I'm not the funding person. So I know about it because I'm going through part of it and because I've interviewed other people who've gotten funding. But I don't want to go too much into the nitty gritty and say something slightly off. I only want to say what I'm 100% sure about. But I do know that yes, they're gonna check your credit profile. Ain't nobody about to give you $110,000 and they ain't checking your credit profile. All right, let's see if we got some other questions here. Wait, I have so many questions. All right, where the questions at? How much does the initial deposit need to be in your trading account? Okay, we answered that. So for the swing trading, it is minimum 15K, recommended 20K. And again, to be clear, that's your money. That's still your money. If at any point in time you just want to pull your money out and run off, you could do that. Totally fine. Now you ain't gonna be making no money passively no more because you ain't got no money in the account. But it's your money that you have to just fund within your own personal trading account. And for those that don't know how to do that, you don't have to worry. You receive a dedicated account success manager that sets all of it up for you and helps you out with that. So how are you legally allowed to execute trades on behalf of people? So for a couple different ways. So one, technically, it is AI. Two, it's copy trading. Three, people give their approval and their consent. So, and also we're using trading platforms, Webull, Robinhood, Alpaca, specifically Webull and Alpaca. We're actually not using Robinhood. I just brought them up as an example. So we don't have our own trading platforms. So yeah, but those are the three ways that we're able to do it. And because we're leveraging AI right now, it's in a gray area where technically it's okay to do that right now. But in the meantime, as we're building things out, and as we're working with our lawyers and stuff, we are making sure that we're operating within like the proper zone. But again, it's one of those things where all the big dogs that are in hedge funds where people have to invest $1 million, they're able to play that game that we're not able to play. But because of AI, now it's opened up the door for us to be able to play the exact same game they're playing without needing the money, that the kind of money that they have. Really great question, though. Really great question. And also, it's copy trading as well. And copy trading is very common. Now, it is our own proprietary copy trading that we built out ourselves. So it's our own proprietary copy trading with options. So, how easy is it to deposit the funds after you profit each month? Oh, great question. So, do you have to access the profits immediately or net 30? Yeah, great question. So Herman, how easy was it for you to deposit your profits into your personal bank account?
Honestly, I didn't. I'm letting it compound. I'm letting it roll. I didn't even pay my
I
invoice out
like
my. I didn't.
I like Herman.
I didn't even pay my invoice out my account. I used one of my credit cards.
Yo, Herman is literally textbook example of how you want to be, because like he mentioned, he hasn't even touched his profits yet. He's allowing it to accrue more so that way eventually he will enter that higher tier to where his profits, his monthly profits will jump even more. So that's how you want to operate. But I really have like major respect for the way that just top to bottom, everything you've been doing, your reasoning for the funding, just all of it top to bottom. I love it. I love it, y'all. Herman is like a real textbook example of how a lot of us should strive to be. I love it so much.
But to answer his question, when I did look on the back office on Webull, my the same bank account I used to deposit my money into the account, there's a withdrawal button and it says it takes for 3 to 4 days to make a withdrawal. Just click that button. I'm pretty sure it's that simple.
Yeah, and actually, it says 3 to 4 days, but it actually happens in about 2 to 5 hours. Because
Oh,
even
okay.
even when I deposit, whenever I deposit my profits, same thing. It'll say like, oh, it could take 3 to 4 days. It'd be in my account in like 2 hours
Okay.
all the time. But yeah, so Herman hasn't pulled the money out. He's letting his profits accrue. But to answer that question, we do have other members where they pulled it. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. We got a couple members where they pulled too much money out. Where it's like, you gotta still maintain your balance in there so the AI, and the trading and stuff could still happen the way it's supposed to. But that being said, yeah, you can pull the money out whenever you want to, and same day within a couple hours, a few hours, the funds will be in your account. Because again, it's Alpaca, it's Webull, like these are, I know most people are familiar with Robinhood because Robinhood is become so popular notoriety wise. But Alpaca, Webull, they're actually more secure than Robinhood is. They haven't gotten hacked as much as Robinhood has. They're very secure platforms. And yeah, that's literally what the platforms are for. So yeah, whatever account you deposit the money from, the money can only go back to that same account. And that's why it's so incredibly secure. And that's why we're using those platforms. Y'all are asking some good deep cut questions. I love it. How long does it take the AI credit sweep? It depends on what's all on your profile. So I've seen it happen for some people as fast as 2 weeks. I've seen it happen as fast, or not as fast. I've seen it take as long for some people, like 3 months. So it depends on what all is on your profile. Can you explain elite member? Yeah, great question. So y'all see the two examples here. There's a hedge fund. We talked a lot about the hedge fund. Elite member, what comes with this is one, it comes with the AI credit repair automatically. It also comes with a breakdown as to how to build out your business profile. So that way you can also leverage, basically be able to get business funding and not just personal funding. Also, what's included in this is the entire trading course. So if you want to become an expert at options trading yourself, it is included. But I would say probably the golden goose that's in there is still being able to make passive money through the copy trading. So the difference is that you're not going to be making as much as what the people like Herman and others are making. And again, I can't throw out numbers because y'all know I'm new to the trading space, so it's weird for me to not be able to just say certain things. But I'll say it like this: the goal is that the goals, I'm trying to use certain language so I don't get in trouble. The goal is roughly 50 to 100 a day profit that you'll, that's some, I don't even know how to say it. Let me not say it because I don't want this video to get flagged and get taken down. Because I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I got traumatized when YouTube took 2 of my videos down and said, yo, you say something else that you ain't able to say, we're gonna take your whole channel down. So I'm gonna just stop. But y'all basically kind of get to where I'm getting at. Either way, you make more money through the swing trading side than you do through this side, but it's still passive money that you're able to make. So hopefully, I did a decent job breaking down the elite member tier. And yeah, there's no profit share through the elite member tier, so that's the difference. The elite member tier is just a set $5.99 a month, and then of course the hedge fund is the one time investment. Then after that, it's the 40/60 profit share. It's a hedge fund. All right, answer a few more questions, and we can go ahead and wrap it up. Does David, the trade manager, share his plays that he puts in for the hedge so that we're able to also do some swing trading on our own as well? So, no, he doesn't, because it's done for you. So, there's not a reason for him to share it because all of it is happening for the members. All of it is happening for the members. Now, mind you, he does share it internally for all of the account managers to see. So in the event, this hasn't happened yet, but in the event that the software doesn't do a trade on someone's account, we have the account managers that are able to dive in and do that trade manually. So that way there's no like slowdown when it comes to that, and it's all able to happen for members. So yeah, but so he does share it internally with the different account managers or account success managers. But no, with members, like Herman isn't seeing whatever trades are about to happen. All Herman sees is, if he looks at his account, he sees when it's up, when it's down, and then of course he sees when it's time for him to be able to go ahead and take money out of his account if he wants to take out the profits or leave the profits in like he's been doing. Yeah, so like basically it wouldn't make sense for you to do it yourself. It would defeat the purpose of the service. Because it's like there's nothing you're gonna do different than what's gonna happen. It's done for you. It's passive. Now for the day trading, there are signals. If you want to follow those signals, you can do that. Even though that also is done for you, but the signals are also shared for that group as well. Because there is a much lower tier for people that don't want it done for them. It won't be passive for them. Those people have to do it manually, and they can follow the signals. How much credit repair suite? Are you asking how much is it? It's included in the $5.99 monthly tier. So it was $2,000. That's how much it was. But everything's been included, and it was separate from all of this. But all of it's been included in everything. Okay, I'm not sure if it's just my screen, but can you bring your screen higher up? I can't see you. The comments are covering your face. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Does elite member tier execute trades automatically for you like the hedge fund tier? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yeah, you would have to get set up with our copy trading, but it's included. So after you join, then you get set up with the copy trading. Again, it's our own proprietary copy trading. It's not anything extra that you'd have to invest. It's all included. And so for clarity, y'all, I am a part of both the hedge fund side and the day trading side. So to give perspective, the day traders, I I'll wait. I'll interview a day trading person, and they could break down the details. I don't want to go too far off with that. But yeah, the hedge fund is passive as well. All right, someone asked, is this hedge fund meant to? Excuse me, the elite member tier is also passive trading as well. Just the profits are not going to be as large as for the swing. All right, someone says, is this hedge fund meant to last forever, or is this just something popular? No, it's meant to last forever. It's meant to last forever. Yeah, it is meant to last forever. Like once I fund my account at $100,000, I'm quitting working in tech. Like once I'm making between 60 and $100,000 a month passively through the AI, I'm quitting working in tech. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? All right. Someone said, so would I have to manually do things for the elite tier? No, the elite tier, you don't have to do anything manual. It's also done for you. All right. 6-figure copywriting and no profit splitting for elite tier. Yeah, no profit splitting. So for anybody that's like really against the profit splitting, whatever, do the elite tier. Hey Cyrus, is there someone who did the elite and built their way up to the hedge? Yes, exactly. Yeah. There are elite members who are mainly in it for the AI credit repair, so they can get the funding. So there's a lot of people that are doing that. A lot of people that are doing that. Technically, that would be me because I'm doing the AI credit repair. It's just I had enough money that I could actually invest in the hedge fund. And to be clear, y'all, even though I'm a part of the leadership team, when I was invited to join, I had to pay to join the hedge fund. Now, when I joined, I had to pay $7,500. So I had to drop $7,500 of my own money to be able to get in. Can we get someone that has done elite and built their way up to the hedge? I mean, we can. We don't have anyone that's what we could interview people that have gotten the AI credit repair and then got the funding and use that funding to. I mean, Herman is kind of an example. He just didn't need the AI credit repair, but Herman leveraged the funding, so he basically skipped a step. But if he needed the AI credit repair, he essentially would have been that exact same thing. So I already have interviews of people that have used the AI credit repair, and I've done interviews with people that got funding. And I've done an interview like today where someone got funding and they leveraged that funding to get into the hedge fund. So one thing I do want to say this. One thing we have to be very careful of is to not be nitpicky over evidence, because I have like 6 different interviews of different stories and different examples. And sometimes we start to be like, okay, but I need to hear this. I need to see this. I need to see that. And really, what that is a form of procrastination, where instead of us, like, you see 90% evidence, and procrastination will say, well, I need to see this other 10% too. And it's like, that will hold you back. That will hold you back. Because it's one of those things where, and again, I'm very clear. If anybody doesn't want to do the hedge fund, don't do it. If you ain't trying to make no passive money like Herman's making, like Herman's making, like the person I interviewed last week, like the person I'm going to interview next week. If you're not trying to make passive money, that's 100% totally fine. Nevertheless, this is one of those things where the slower you move, the less money you make. By an example of that is, again, Herman made about $14,000 within that first month period. There was someone else who joined 2 weeks after Herman. They made about $6,000. Now, mind you, they saw the interview with David. It just took them 2 weeks of speculating before they actually went ahead and bust a move. Those 2 weeks literally cost that person about $10,000. Now, they still had to pay the same amount they had to pay to get in, but they lost out on $10,000 that they could have made passively within those 2 weeks because they were kind of thinking on it. So again, I'm not saying don't think on it, don't pray on it, all of that stuff. But what I am saying is that there's a saying in the wealth world, the business world, the world where people are making money. The saying is that money loves speed. It loves speed. It loves execution. And so again, I'm not saying like, hey, you need to do it, whatever. But let's not get into a mode where we're like, okay, I've seen all these different interviews, but I need to see this specific example right here. Because that's the kind of stuff that makes us move slow and not get towards, just making more money sooner and faster. So yes, I will interview someone like that eventually. But eventually it'll happen, but that's not a priority. That's not a priority. And also that's a little harder to do because that's what somebody who gets the elite and build their way up to the hedge, that's based on their individual credit profiles and how long it takes them to qualify for the funding. But again, I've interviewed people who've gotten funding. I've interviewed people who've done the credit repair. I'm doing the credit repair right now myself. So I'm seeing my profile build up. So that way, eventually I'll qualify for the funding. So shoot, I might interview myself and just share all the numbers on the screen. All right, y'all, we about to go ahead and wrap up. We're going to get a couple more questions. I'm going to try to get some questions that are specifically for Herman. If I'm from Canada, does it work too? So yes, the trading works for you if you're in Canada. The funding, I don't think you wouldn't qualify for the funding, I don't think. But yeah, the trading, yes, it works for you if you're in Canada. So it works for you if you are in Canada. I'm gonna be real, y'all. It works for you no matter where you live in the world. Technically, you're not supposed to be able to use a Webull or an Alpaca or these certain you're not supposed to be able to do options trading and specifically what we're doing, but there's workarounds for it. Like we have a team of developers. We've found workarounds leveraging technology to help people that don't live in certain regions. So yes, if you're in Canada, yes, but no, not for the funding. The funding will not apply for you. Okay, great question. Someone said, I've paid a few people to fix my credit and they could not do it. What about this AI credit sweep that makes it different? So the difference, and I can't speak about the details because I don't know what programs you paid and what happened. I'm not a credit repair expert. Ty is a credit repair expert. He's been doing credit repair he's been doing credit repair and funding for over 10 years. So he's been on talk shows. You could Google him, like Google Wealth Builders, which is the business they do it through. So, and also Ty is a developer. He literally has an AI software that's able to maneuver and do certain things. Again, I don't know the full details. I just know that it works and it's superior because one, he has a lot more experience, and two, he's leveraging AI and technology that's proprietary that he's built out, and he has a dope team as well. So that's the difference. No, someone said, is the credit repair and hedge fund still not, it's still $2,000 up front, $19.99. Nope. So actually, so the hedge fund was never $2,000 up front. You're talking about the trading. So no, it's actually just $5.99 a month. So that's literally what we're talking about. So y'all, this is somebody who saw it when it was basically 2,000. So it's $5.99 now. So yeah, so you can get access to it, the credit repair, and now it's passive trading for you. So before it was manual, you had to keep up with the signals. Now we've updated our own technology, our own software. So even the members that are paying $5.99, the trading will be happening for you passive as well. And so again, for everyone who wants to join the hedge fund, if you're on Instagram, all you need to do is comment passive AI. Only if you're on Instagram right now. For the rest of y'all just need to look at the notes in the description. Or you can use, if you're not tuning in from your phone, you can take a picture of the QR code if you want to join the hedge fund or if you want to join the elite member tier. Both of these are for passive income. The difference is that the hedge fund is set up to make significantly more money passively. It comes with a dedicated account success manager. It's swing trading. Few other factors. The elite member tier is for those that are on a tighter budget. You don't have as much, but you still want to be able to make passive money. You want the AI credit repair that's included, so that way you can be set up. So the whole goal is to help people with the elite member tier that can't get into the hedge fund, build you up so you can eventually get into the hedge fund. So that way you're able to still make money passively. All of that's able to work out for you. So hopefully that answers that question. Can you get funding if you have no income? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Because this is live on YouTube, I am not at liberty to tell you exactly how, but you can. Ty's team, they do that. Yes, you can get funding even if you have no income. Journey says scared money don't make no money. Yeah, I had to drop roughly $4,000 to $5,000 in a tech boot camp, which ended up turning into a 6-figure tech career for me. And I had to drop 7,500 into this hedge fund myself, which has turned into a passive 6 figures for me. And so I've dropped money in a lot of other stuff. Like Herman said earlier, I put money into other things that didn't work out. And I put money into things that it required me to have to do some work that eventually I realized I didn't want to do all that work. I'm actually not going to do all that work. So, but this is the greatest vehicle I have ever seen in my life. That is why I'm talking about this in place of me talking about tech careers. I talked about tech careers because I saw that as the greatest opportunity. But the reason why this is better is because this is 100% passive. A tech career is not passive. You don't have to apply for a job with this. You don't have to interview. You don't have to network. You don't need a resume, a cover letter, a LinkedIn profile. You don't need to do 4 or 5 rounds of interviews where you're getting rejected. This isn't based on your skin color, your age, whatever your background is. It literally operates the same for everybody passive. That is why I am all in on telling people about this straight up, because I'm like, this is just, it's amazing. It's amazing top to bottom. So grateful for people like Herman, grateful for other people that I've been able to interview in the past as well, who came on, people who Herman isn't getting paid to come on here. And so it's literally taking time out of his Sunday evening to come in, share his story, to put other people on, to put y'all on. So that way y'all know the possibilities. Y'all know what's out here for y'all. All right. So the hedge is 10K for the day trading and the swing. No. It's 10K for the swing trading. So the hedge fund, the swing trading is 10K. Is literally, we got a sponsor. Shouts out. Long story short, we got a sponsor. So able to discount it down temporarily to 10K for the swing. Now, Herman and other people, when they came in, we didn't have a sponsor. We didn't have any blah, blah. Long story short, it was at 15K. So y'all are getting a massive discount for the swing trading, a huge discount. So someone said, oh, it's $5.99. What do you want to start with to open your trading account? The elite membership. That's epic. Yeah. So Herman's take home from the 15K profit split was so Herman didn't get 15K. Herman got roughly 14K. The person I interviewed last week got 15K. But yeah, to answer your question, it was about that in terms of what he got. But again, that was 1 month. This next month he's making money. The following month, so on and so forth. And again, it's 100% pass. I mean, it's a hedge fund. That's what a hedge fund is. So one of the things I've noticed that a lot of our community are unfamiliar with the hedge fund and how hedge funds operate. So this isn't something new that we've created or some new model. This is literally how hedge funds have operated in the last several decades. So it's just, instead of it being a split of 100,000 where, it's a 60,000, 40,000, instead right now it's lower numbers. until people allow their accounts to accrue, and then eventually we will be talking, people making a profit of 100,000, 50,000, 200,000, all of that. All right, y'all, we about to go ahead and wrap up. So I'm seeing a lot of questions that were addressed earlier. Good questions, but questions we addressed earlier. Someone said, "Are you able to be in the elite and hedge at the same time?" Yeah, technically yes, because it's two different types of trading that's happening. One is day for the elite, and then the swing trading is for the hedge fund. So yeah, technically, I mean that's literally what I'm about to do. So I'm literally, because I'm gonna be real with y'all. Ty put his money into he's already in the swing. He put some of his money into the day trading. And now, mind y'all, Ty has his day trading account funded at 10,000. So I want to be very clear. His account is funded at 10,000. You don't have to have your account funded at 10,000 for the elite membership tier. You don't have to have it anywhere near 10,000. But Ty has his at 10,000. In the last 2.5 weeks, Ty has made about $6,000 passively from the day trading. So that's why I'm like, bump that, because every day I'm watching him get an extra $500 to $800 going to his account. So I'm like, hold up, I'm about to double dip too. I'm about to put some money so that way I can get that daily money, and in the swing trading money, I'm like, I'm double dipping too. So yeah, great question. You could do that. Ty's already done that. I'm about to do that literally. I'm putting the money in my account tonight, and then and I'm gonna do the copy trading for the day trading tomorrow. So basically the same thing that elite members are doing. Great questions. Where can we get the replay? The replay will be available here on YouTube, but I can't promise you. Like, I don't know how long it'll be at 10K for the hedge fund. So if you're considering the hedge fund again, because it normally was 15K, it's 10K right now. So again, Herman and other people, they got in at 15K. So it's really dope for it to be at 10K right now. Shouts out to the ministry that was like, they don't even want us to say their name. They like, nope, we just want to serve and honor God. So shouts out to them. Junior, all right, I'm gonna answer this question and then we're gonna hop off. So someone said, "Isn't day trading risky?" Yeah, it's risky, but again, we're leveraging the AI, and we have actually two trading managers that compare notes and compare what the AI says. So yeah, day trade all trading is risky. All trading across the board is risky, 100%. Um, the day trading is a little bit more volatile than the swing trading is. I mean, swing trading is volatile too. It's just a different type of beast. But yeah, but that's a whole different conversation. So yeah, someone said, "Can you say that again about what Ty is doing?" Yeah, so Ty has money both in the swing trading side as well as the day trading side. In the last 2 weeks, through the day trading side, Ty has made roughly about $6,000. So I didn't realize it was that much. I've seen every single day the money that he's been making. I mean, I could literally show y'all on my phone because I'm in a group chat with them. And I ain't gonna lie, Friday, I think he made like something like 1,200, 1,300 Friday, and that's what got me pissed off. I was like, hold up, bump this. I'm putting my money in there in that side too. Where's the group? Where's the group? Where's the group? All right, it's right here. All right, it's got to be right here. I think it's right here. All right, boom. Oh no, he made. Okay, no, I'm tripping. Yeah, so here it is. So I don't even know if y'all could. This might be backwards, but y'all will probably be able to partially see this. So this is where it was posted how much he made on Friday. Let me click on it. So if y'all could read that. So it was two trades that were done that day. One of them he made passively $1,105, and then the other one was $138.13, or is that a percentage? I might be wrong about that part. But either way, he made about $1,200 that day is what I know. And this was Friday. And then we go the day before that. All right, then we look at Thursday. So Thursday, and I click on it, boom, see $790, completely passive. And then all right, this was Wednesday. This wasn't as much, but I mean, still really good money. So this is Wednesday. It was roughly like a little over $400. But again, this is from the day trade. This isn't even a swing trading side. So when I saw that, I did the math. I was like, the average, he's averaging about $600 or $700 a day just from the day trading side, passive, aside from the swing trade. And I'm doing the math. I'm like, yo, averaging even 500 a day, 20 days in the month. I'm like 500 a day, 20 days in a month. That's 10K. Like, what are we talking about? Now, mind you, it's more up and down than the swing trading is. So it might not be 10K at the end of the month. It might end up being 8K, could end up being 12K. Now, again, y'all, he has 10K in his account. I want to be very clear. So for the rest of y'all that are joining the elite member tier, you're not at liberty to do that. I'm gonna just be straight up. Because you're not going to be at liberty to do that. Like, you literally have to be in the hedge fund. But also, you don't want to do that because, again, it is still riskier because this is literally just the past 3 weeks. So stuff could start going completely different for all we know. So, but again, that's what led me to be like, all right, let me go ahead and double dip on both sides. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, you could do that. Somebody said I can't see. Yeah, sorry. Low key, I ain't supposed to share that anyway because that's in the group chat. But I was like, whatever, I'm gonna share it. All right, cool. How much do you recommend funding your account with the elite tier? I think what's recommended is funding your account is somewhere between 1K and 2K. Actually, wait, I actually have it right here. So yeah, 2K. So it's recommended 2K. Yeah, it's recommended 2K to fund within your account. But again, Ty has 10K in his account. So yeah. So anyway, y'all, so what if you do 600 a month, like $600 a month? Like, that's how much you make. Uh I don't even know how to answer that question. What if you do 600 a month? I really don't even know how to answer that question. All right, y'all. So yeah, that's basically it. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up. So again, thank you, Herman, for coming on here. I'm gonna give you the floor to share with people any thoughts, any words. Before doing that, again, y'all, I just want to highlight again, we're talking about two different sides: the elite member tier, the hedge fund members. The reason this was created is because the reason why I joined. I can tell y'all the reason why I joined. I joined because careers and businesses are being taken out because of AI. We're seeing mass layoffs across the board. It doesn't matter if you work in hospitals. It doesn't matter if you work in factories, if you work in tech. It does not matter. Eventually, all of these careers are going to be gone. It's not a question of if, it's a matter of when. The co-founder of LinkedIn himself said by 2033, jobs will not exist as we know it. This is what Sam Altman has talked about. This is what Elon Musk, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, I know some people will be like, I don't like Donald Trump. Okay, Joe Biden said it. Some people don't like either one. But no matter what it is, all of the elites around the world know what's coming downhill. So we have to leverage AI to make money for us. And the beautiful thing about this is that because it's options, it doesn't matter if the market is up or the market is down. You're able to make money because the way it does either calls or puts based off the predictions of the AI and based off the data and the predictions of the trading manager. So we're literally able to leverage AI, whether or not we have jobs, whether or not our businesses have been disrupted by technology, whether or not we're sick, whether or not we're on vacation, no matter what's going on, to be able to make passive money, be able to make six figures passively. And so that's why I'm a part of it, because I see what's coming. And I'm like, I want to shout this from the rooftops, what I'm doing and what I believe everyone should be doing, or at least people that want to be a part of it should be doing. So that way we are not living off of universal basic income. And that way we're not waiting until we're laid off or waiting until we lose whatever it is that we have or we're trying to hold on to and cling to. So that's why I'm a part of this. That's why I'm telling people about it. Because y'all know I'm not a gatekeeper. Whenever I see, like, I'm a Christian, my platform, I was talking about Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. You know, I got in tech and I said, yo, this money is good working in tech. I'm able to work remote. Let me tell people about this tech industry stuff. And now this is something else. And I'm like, yo, this is huge. This is major. I want to put people on with this. So that's what I'm all about. I'm always a person where if God is blessing me in some kind of way and it's an opportunity that other people can take advantage of, I'm going to put people on it. For those that have ears to hear, you know, and of course, we have a lot of amazing testimonies from other people that have come on to share their story. So that way, y'all not just hearing me flap my gums, but y'all are able to see firsthand how it's working for other people as well. So again, thank you so much, Herman, for coming on. Bro, I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor so you can share with people, share with the people anything that you think that they need to hear, maybe something that you needed to hear at one point in time. Just for any people that are kind of like thinking about it, on the fence, questioning it, whatever.
Well, bro, you said it all. Just that if you have a listener that's thinking about it, they on the fence, I suggest go ahead and do it. You can trust these brothers. Your money in good hands. We all need a passive income that's going to bring us money no matter what's going out there in the world. So yeah, just go ahead and do it.
Love it. Love it. All right, y'all. That being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all have a blessed and beautiful night. Shouts out to everybody who's been joining. I've seen a few different alerts pop up, but I'm not too good at multitasking too much. But I've seen a few different alerts pop up for different people that have been joining. So shouts out to those of y'all that have been joining. Shouts out to those of y'all that are going to be joining very soon. And yeah, shouts out to those of y'all that are here that brought some really amazing questions. Thank y'all for tuning in, investing at least your time, your time into learning about what's currently going on in the AI hedge fund community. All right, y'all. Blessings. Y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you again, Herman.
All right. You're welcome. Peace.
Peace. Peace.